A Bildungsroman novel is a novel that's about the moral and physiological growth of the main character. There is a quote. There's a quote that I want to. I don't from the Watsons. I don't think I'll ever know what to do when I'm grown on up. It sounds like you and Mama know a lot of things that I can never learn. It's real scary. I don't think I could ever be as good a parent as you are. This quote reveals the aesthetic beauty of the Bildungsroman in the sense of the novel. The Watsons go to Birmingham because Kenny Watson, when he was saying this quote, when he was hearing this quote, Kenny Watson and the other Watson kids, they were young. They were young. They were no normal kids. They were a little bit naive, as normal kids are. And yet with a whole lot of people, it really, you can really point to one event that started the growing process for most people. And for the Watsons, it was that church bombing, especially for Kenny. And Kenny, one day suffered through at least 2 decades of misery, and his innocence was gone just like that. He saw his sister's church burning. He saw so many black kids in despair, and he knew he couldn't save them all. He reached out and waved to Joy. And through that one action, he saved her. And he grew up knowing that, and he grew up on that day knowing the implications of what he just saw. He and Byron talked about it. At first, Kenny is blaming himself for Joey almost getting killed. But Byron, who was a bully until that moment. Yes, he saved Kenny, but yes, until Alabama, he was a bully until they went to Alabama, and until he went to Birmingham, Byron would not hesitate to mess with Kenny. And here in Alabama, he saved Kenny from drowning in a pool, and this time he saved Kenny from himself. He basically said, "No, if you weren't there, Kenny, who would have saved Joetta?" Basically, Byron wouldn't have gone in, and the parents wouldn't have gone in because they were too scared. Kenny was the only one that was brave enough to go there and do whatever he can to save her, to save Joey. And in that instance, both Kenny and Byron grew up. Kenny grew up in one of the worst scenarios possible. He grew up so fast. He started the day wondering if he was ever going to be as good as his parents, and he ended the day saving his sister from being another person that was bombed that fateful day. And Byron also grew up because before this, Byron was a bully. And then now he saved Kenny twice, because he saved Kenny from drowning, and then he saved Kenny from himself. And then he saved Kenny from himself, saying, "Dude, you're blaming yourself for Joy almost dying. You're the reason, Kenny, that Joy's even there." And one more thing, it reveals the nuances. This quote reveals the nuances of going through racial oppression as a black child, because Kenny's parents went through things as black children that were worse than Kenny. Kenny's situation is still bad thanks to the bombing, but he went through those situations as a child, and if they go through his children's situation, will be a little better, but it's not really gonna be still great, because a lot of people still judge people for being black, and I'm sick of it. Martin Luther King says not to judge people by the color of their skin, but to judge people by what they do. And here we are, in the wake of George Floyd, in the wake of Daniel Frood, in the wake of Mike Brown, we're still judging people by the color of their skin. It's like we hear Dr. Martin Luther King, yet we refuse to apply his message. In other words, we hear, but we really don't hear. And how many black kids are gonna suffer what the Watsons suffered until we actually start hearing Dr. Martin Luther King?